Good evening, students. I'm Sneha Verma and I'm here to give you a few basics on creative writing. This is going to be an introductory talk, and along with that, I'm going to touch upon one type of creative writing. Therefore, let's begin. What is creative writing? Creative writing is a process wherein we write using our own imagination. We are original, we have our own views, we think in our own unique way. And whenever we write something creatively, it means that instead of copying from somewhere else, we use our own imagination and our own thinking to write what we are writing. For example, if I ask you today to write a short paragraph or a short piece of writing upon the scenery outside, the natural view, then each one of you will have a different description. That is because you use your own imagination and you create that scenery in your own head. Then you write it. So you make it as interesting, as descriptive as possible. You use a lot of adjectives, you use a lot of explanation to make it as clear as possible. Now, creative writing can be of different types. There can be paragraph writing, there can be articles, there can be letters. I would say that all types of writing can be turned into creative writing if you use your own imagination in it. Based on this understanding then, let us today discuss paragraph writing. What is a paragraph? A paragraph is a set of around 5 to 10 lines that are put together and they are talking about a single topic. Which means one paragraph has only one topic, and then there are all 5 to 10 lines that are there which are all connected to that one topic. Let's give you an example. For instance, I am writing a paragraph on the topic of smoking, and I have written 10 different lines on the topic. They will all talk about different things, yes, but somewhere or another they are all related to the topic of smoking. Therefore, always remember, one topic equals to one paragraph. One paragraph cannot have more than one topic. The second thing is, for any kind of writing, you need to follow a set pattern, and that is of the introduction, the body, the conclusion. This means that whenever you are writing something, you have to start it, open it in a certain way. Then you have to give a proper explanation of what you're writing. That is, you have to support your topic. You have to give facts, figures, ideas, concepts, all related to your topic so as to prove that your topic is right and whatever you are saying is correct. And lastly, you give the conclusion, that is the final message and what you want your readers to learn from your paragraph. Understand that whenever you write something, what the reader gets, what the reader understands is very important. And that is why we should write in such a way that it is easy for the reader to understand. Make it as easy, as simple as possible for the reader to understand, because the reader is the king. Now, to do that, it is very important to know how you write a balanced paragraph and what is the actual writing process. Talking about a balanced paragraph, a basic paragraph has 5 lines. So a paragraph which has less than 5 lines is not a paragraph at all. It must have at least 5 lines. And if it has 5 lines, how will you divide the introduction, body and the conclusion? You will give 1 line of introduction, you will open the paragraph, 3 lines of the body, which is the main explanation and the supporting concept that you will give. And lastly, you have the conclusion, 1 line. So 1, 3, 1, and you will divide properly the 5 lines. So it becomes balanced. Not too much of introduction, not too much of explanation, not too much of conclusion. Now, A paragraph is maximum of 10 lines. If you're writing for 10 lines, how will you divide? You will give 2 lines of introduction, 6 lines of explanation, and then again 2 lines of conclusion. This will balance the paragraph. But we need to understand that paragraph writing is a very short form of writing, and that is why you have to limit your writing from 5 to 10 lines. Not less than 5 and not more than 10. If it is more than 10, then it is not a paragraph again. This is very, very important for you to understand. And always remember to give a good, interesting heading to your paragraph so that the reader wants to read. There is a generation of interest in the paragraph. Okay. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is the writing process. There are 5 simple steps that we follow whenever we write anything for that matter. The first step is the pre-writing stage. Pre-writing means before writing. So whenever you are given a task to write, what do you do before you start? You prepare well. You read about the topic very well. Then you collect all the related information and you prepare mentally as well as physically that yes, I'm going to write this on this topic and on these many points. Because you have very limited time, very limited words at your disposal. Based on that, you do the pre-writing preparation before writing. After you have done the preparation, the next stage is to create a draft. That is like a rough copy of your writing. It's not the final, but it's a rough draft in which you jot down all the points. You write down all the points that you can include in the paragraph, in the writing piece, and you write it down and you have it in points so that you can look at those facts, okay, and decide which one should go and which one should not go in the passage. The next, third stage is to review it. So after you have created a rough draft, you have all the raw material in your hand, you will now sort out what you need and what you don't need. All irrelevant things will go out, all the important things will come in, because remember, you only have 5 to 10 lines to discuss your entire idea. So it has to be very to the point. Okay. The next stage, that is the fourth stage, is the revision. So you have reviewed it once. Okay, I have taken off the less important points and brought in the more important points. And now the final thing is in my hand. All the important main points are there. The revision part includes that you decide how you organize your points. What should come in the beginning, what should be the explanation, and what should be in the end. Very, very important. Proper organization of what you are writing. After you finally organize it and your final revision is done, wherein you check your spellings, your punctuation, your sentences. It should be very simple, not too complicated, because your reader needs to understand it. No spelling mistakes. Try to use short sentences and don't write too complicated. Keep it very, very simple. The last point that you do is you publish it. That is, you finally write and you give it to the reader to see. This is the 5-step writing process. If you follow it, any piece of writing that you ever write in your life will become a creative piece, because it will have a lot of imagination, a lot of thought, a lot of study, and a very good organization of the introduction, body, and conclusion. You use a lot of adjectives, you use a very good language, and you keep it as simple as possible, because the paragraph writing especially is a very short piece of writing. That is, I am reiterating, so that once you start writing, you know where to end. Related to this discussion, I have also provided you one creative writing planner, which will give you a detailed understanding of paragraph writing and the writing process, and it also has a very interesting question of paragraph writing for you to practice. It's a practice question, so I hope you enjoy doing it, and I will see you next time. Till then, keep writing, because creative writing is something that will come to you only with practice. Remember, practice makes the man perfect. Do attempt the planner and share it as soon as possible. Have a great day, students. Thank you for listening.